Hey, hi guys, this is Spirit Journey. Today is December 6, 2016, and it is about 4:35 p.m. I hope you all had a good day. This is a video that's going to discuss about the medium slash spiritist that I said I was going to speak to yesterday. Well, I did I did speak to him and I enjoyed the session. My reason to see the spiritist is like, I don't know, I started to feel the day before a little anxious, and I felt I needed to get some answers and really to just minister to my emotions, really. I just wanted a neutral person. I didn't want to feel judged, whatever. And it's something you just need to talk to someone who's not involved in your personal life. And I had spoken to him before, so I did it again. I spoke to him, and I had a nice time talking to him. And surprisingly, like before I spoke to him, he advised to write down the series of questions that I had, and I did. And one of the questions was about my father. My father had passed away about 7 years ago, 7.5 years ago, actually. And I guess, I just felt maybe a little sad about him still, about him departing. I was by his bedside when he transitioned, and at the time I felt okay. I was able to go through the process, and it overall was very positive. But I just feel that I just needed some closure. And surprisingly, with the reading, he started off the advice, the spiritist. We began with a prayer. Well, I should say he began with a prayer first for protection and love and things like that. And then he shared with me the two immediate impressions that he had. And one was with a woman. I don't know who the woman is, but an archetype West Indian woman from the Caribbean. And he described her. I don't know who the person is. And this person also was in the first reading he did. And then the second one was regarding my father, well, a person that looked like my father. He described the person, and it sounded like the same person again from my first reading that I had over a year ago with him. And so I said, yeah, let's talk more about this. I told the spiritist that was one of my questions regarding him. What's he doing with his life now? And it gave me a sense of peace, because my concern was if he knew that I was, I wanted to know that if he knew I was in the room when he transitioned, or my being there at the funeral, just any particulars. And I feel that he captured the essence of the person. He knew about my staring at his hands when he was in the coffin. I notice hands. I like hands, and I used to do manicuring, so I noticed hands with people and myself. And so he was able to pick that up. He knew about ice, the importance of ice to him, and his artwork, that he was doing sculpture. And he lived in a house on the other side in the spirit world, and he does carvings. And he didn't know about my father being an artist. And so it was interesting, because when he was alive, the last 20 years of his life, he didn't do any artwork. He was busy trying to make money so that when he leaves, that our mom would be able to be taken care of. And he was good for his word with that. My mom is doing well. So it just gave me a sense of peace, and it gave me joy inside. And we discussed things like, certain fears. I said I had certain fears regarding death and dying, and I think that's also because of him passing away, and then my mother, even though my mother's health is virtually very good, but, she's, she's 87, going on 88 shortly, and so I'm more sensitive about things like this now, and I don't want to be afraid of it, and I told him my interest about trying to push forward. So I think it was very good for me. He did advise about 2 books. Let me see if I can find the books here. One book, let's see. I just know the last name of the book was Ruiz. Let me get the name. I got it as an ebook. So right after I spoke to him, he gave me, right after I spoke with him, I downloaded the book that he told me that I should get. Okay, let me get the name. I have my iPhone here. I'm trying to get the name. Let's see. I'm trying to open it. Let's see. I'm just thumbing through it right now. But, I'm trying to get the front of the book. Boy, I'm trying to get to the front. Okay, his name is Miguel Angel Ruiz. And the name of the book is The 4 Agreements. The 4 Agreements. And he said this book will be very essential for me regarding I'm at a crossroad right now. And he said, read this book. And once you read it, to email him, and that he'll give me a free session, and we'll discuss, the next step for my spiritual development, and which was really nice of him. And also, I decided to get another book that I saw online, which is about death also. Let me get the name. Oops. Come on. I have here. Let me get the name. This other book is by Dolores Cannon, and it's called Between Death and Life. And it's actually that one I'm reading first, not his book, but when I was going through to download the book, I saw this one as well, Between Death and Life, and I knew the author name, and I wanted to get it. It's easy reading, it's fun reading, and I started reading it yesterday. And I'm glad I got it. It's an ebook also. So when I read both of them, I'm going to get in contact with the Spiritist and go from there. So that's all I want to really share right now. And again, this is my spirit journey, and I know that some of my viewers may not agree with me going to one, but I feel, go to someone that is serious, that's not going to be playing games. And in life, it's always, you have to put yourself out there at times, and there's always risk involved, but I've used them before and I feel comfortable with them. And life is like that not everybody is going to agree with certain methodologies of spiritual enlightenment. But that being said, I'm happy about it. I feel more content that I spoke to him, and I'm able to get some peace, and that I know that my father is okay. So I'm happy about that. So if you have any questions or comments, you just write it below, and you can share this video with friends and family members. And once again, it's free to subscribe, and you can give me the thumbs up if you like. Thank you again for your support out there, YouTube. Bye-bye.